Hey everybody, it's Dr. Brockenshire, and I want to give you a quick heads up as to what's coming this spring for us in the practice. And to do that, I wanted to spend some time talking about the endocannabinoid system, more particularly hemp oil. The endocannabinoid system is relatively a recent discovery in medicine, and what's neat about it, like the nervous system, the immune system, and the endocrine system, this system is kind of what makes life worth living. All right, so these receptors, as you can see on this diagram, are scattered throughout the body, but they're particularly concentrated in the intestinal tract and the brain and spinal cord. And so what researchers have found is that our bodies make all the chemistry they need to get this system to work happily. And so those chemicals are called endocannabinoids. When you use plant material like marijuana or hemp, you're taking in cannabinoids. And so those are called phytocannabinoids. CBD, or cannabidiol, is one of those phytocannabinoids. Now there's literally over 100 different phytocannabinoids that we know of right now. CBD gets a lot of press because of its ability to interact with the CB2 receptors, which are primarily immune receptors. So when you look at the medical research on CBD and CB2 receptors, it focuses a lot on gut issues like IBS and Crohn's. And what's neat about that is you can get a better understanding of the immune system through the endocannabinoid system if you understand CB2. And this is one of those cases where if you're going to take something orally for this system, let's say hemp oil, if you're going to take hemp oil to try and support this system, it has to be in a clean base. It's one of those things that you have to digest. So you want the good stuff to come in contact with those receptor sites. So if the receptors are in the small intestine, then you're going to need that oil to get to the small intestine intact. And this principle is why taking a CBD extract is not necessarily the best way to go for the immune system. So most of the products on the market today are CBD isolates. That means that they've put cannabidiol, or CBD, into another oil, like olive oil or coconut oil, and that oil is now the carrier. Well, what we're learning is that's not necessarily the best way to go for the immune system. So once again, nature's proved us wrong. Nature says, do it my way. And so a whole hemp extract is the best way to go if you're trying to support the immune system and the central nervous system. Another way to look at this is find out where those receptor sites are located. And so the spleen is full of these CB2 receptor sites, just like the colon. The liver has a few. The bones even have some. And so our target then is to address all of those organs with those receptor sites. You need a whole hemp product to do that. The main role of the endocannabinoid system is to feel good. I mean, we should be feeling good, right? Suffering is not divine. And so you're familiar with the sympathetic nervous system, which is your fight or flight system, and the parasympathetic nervous system, which is your rest and digest system. And if I've ever worked on you or we've talked about this, you have a pretty good beat on what that feels like. But what the endocannabinoid system does is it helps you forget about it. It helps you relax. But it also makes you feel safe. And one of the things that the endocannabinoid system does for us is that safety aspect. So if you're a fearful individual, or you're very worried about tomorrow, or you think that something bad is going to happen, then hemp oil is for you. That's what's going to make you feel safe and protected. The other constituents involved here are exercise and spinal manipulation. So when we look at what our diet and lifestyle can do to us, and when we look at adjustments, we look at exercise, we're really talking about the endocannabinoid system. One of the interesting factors here when it comes to weight loss, and I know we just made a huge leap there, but the endocannabinoid system is tied into weight loss, primarily because way down here those are your CB receptors. So G protein coupled receptors are cannabinoid receptors. And so it turns out that if you can influence those receptors, you can help your body use insulin a lot cleaner and more efficiently. So one of the keys to stubborn weight loss is addressing the endocannabinoid system, which exercise does very well, but some people may need to take extra support vis-a-vis hemp oil. Some of us have used this for pain, and we now know why it works for pain. So good hemp oil extracts, the whole hemp oil extracts, can help with analgesia effects, right? Pain-reducing effects, particularly in arthritis and nerve pain. And one of the biggest breakthroughs in the opioid crisis is looking at how phytocannabinoids can reduce chronic drug dependency for pain. So if you're wrestling with some chronic pain that you haven't been able to manage no matter what we've tried, we got to look at trying some sort of phytocannabinoid blend, preferably the whole hemp extract. We know that it is anti-inflammatory as well, so if you're using substances like turmeric or boswellia to help with inflammation, you're going to want to add in the whole hemp oil to go with it. The Journal of American Osteopaths showed that when we adjust your joints, you get a boost in your natural endocannabinoids. So if you've ever felt really good after an adjustment, that's the kind of feeling that we can create with whole hemp extracts. Same thing with exercise. If you feel great after a good vigorous workout, that's the kind of feeling that should be normal. And we can produce that with a whole hemp extract. Remember, CBD by itself is not going to do that, no matter how you blend it. Now, in understanding this hemp oil, because hemp oil has been a food for a long time, I want to compare it to flaxseed oil for you, because most of us are familiar with flaxseed oil. And one of the keys to hemp oil is it's fragile. Okay, it doesn't respond well to heat or oxygen. So just like flaxseed oil needs to be refrigerated and treated with care, hemp seed oil is no different. But hemp seed oil is also high in chlorophyll, and we need chlorophyll to promote healthy blood. So there's a lot of other benefits to using the whole hemp oil. And when we make a hemp extract, we're not just using the seeds, we're using the whole plant. Now, one of the questions when it comes to hemp is, well, what about the THC? As many of you know, THC is the psychoactive component in marijuana. Remember, hemp is not marijuana. They are two different plants. Technically, hemp is a textile. THC is present in hemp. However, it's not to exceed 0.3%. So no matter how hard you try with hemp, you'll never be able to get a THC level greater than 0.3%, which is one of the reasons that hemp is legal for sale and use in all 50 states. So there's no issues with using hemp. As far as worrying about a drug test, so on and so forth, very few drug tests can test to THC at that low level. So from a safety point of view, I would be more concerned about a lemon poppy seed muffin for making you test positive for opium. But if that is a concern, we can discuss that. But keep in mind that the whole hemp product has hundreds of different phytocannabinoids. So there's a concept in herbal medicine called network pharmacology, and that only applies when you use the whole plant. When you're using an extract, it's not going to be safe, it's not going to work the same. So we had to make our own. This is coming soon. We're going to have 3 individual products that are whole hemp based. There are a variety of grades. Some people need more potency than others. And the main impetus behind this is I haven't been able to find a high enough quality product for me to use on my patients and my family. The other issue is cost. It's the Wild West right now in the hemp arena. And one of the benefits in sourcing right from the farm is we can create that seed to supplement arena. So we control all processes from the planting of the seed to the bottling of the finished product. And that helps keep our costs down quite a bit. So we get to pass that cost on to our clients. And we're very excited about this. This is the first time I've put so much energy into an individual product. But you're going to see a lot more of this technology coming from Innovative Health Solutions, and hopefully a few new products in 2019 and 2020. So look for that, and I'm anxious to get your feedback on our new design.